Welcome back to Powerboating in Paradise TV with members of the Florida Powerboat Club. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio, and we are happy to report we're into episode 4 with feature coverage of the Key West offshore poker run, where we had our final departure from Grove Harbor Marina in Coconut Grove, and then we're going to continue with full coverage when we arrive in Key West. So before we get started, let's thank our sponsors. Our Florida Powerboat Club 2024 calendar year is sponsored by Mercury Racing and by these annual sponsors, including Cigarette Racing Team, Concept Boats, Cortez Cove Marina, Deep Impact Custom Boats, Fountain Power Boats, Midnight Express Boats, Marine Technology Inc., Myco Trailers, Nortec High Performance Boats, Performance Boat Center, SD Marine Group, and by Wozencraft Insurance and Finance. So let's kick things off here at Grove Harbor Marina. Man, that's a lot of boats. Obviously a very vibrant part of Miami's waterfront here in Coconut Grove with Grove Harbor Marina right smack in the middle. And the girls are on the dock and the boats are pulling up, and we're going to start doing cards. And look at how bright and sunny it is today with blue skies as our first boat, Cowboy Up, pulls up. Jimmy and Jackie Blackburn from Ohio in their Nortec 390 Sport. And congratulations on those life jackets, guys. Hey, girls. Let's say a special thanks to Heather on the left in the purple bikini, and on the right, that is Catherine from Team Enough Said, handing out the poker cards. Now let's say hi to newcomer Alex Donze and Team Endless Summer, 2022 Wright Performance 360. They came all the way from Lake Havasu in Arizona to join us. And now for something entirely different. That's indeed a rib. Yes, it is. A 46-foot goldfish from Scott Conrad at SLT Collection in Fort Lauderdale. Look at the glass surrounding the cockpit of this massive 46-foot rib. And lots of seating for everybody. These ribs are starting to become more popular here in Florida. But look at this power package. 4 Mercury Racing 500Rs. Amazing. And a second goldfish rib. This time it's a 34. Also registered by SLT Collection in Fort Lauderdale, as we now have a third poker run girl join us. That is Cassandra from Team Top Fun, Frank Sheelan's first mate. They're going to be riding down on the Nortec 3600 Supercat. Hey, Cassie. And here's a familiar boat. It's a 36 Doug Wright, Hugo and Tamara Prieg from Florida, a local team here from Miami, with this really super colorful, kind of got the Le Mans racing stripe look going on. It's second 36 Doug Wright. He loves the boat, and he upgraded recently. Says the boat runs fantastic. And of course, a comment about the weather, as I always do. Look at how sunny it is. It's definitely going to be a nice ride today. Joe and Stephanie Detloff here in their 39-foot Nortec Team Fast Break, who have been kind of like doing pretty good now this year with the club. I believe it's their third run. I remember seeing them at the Emerald Coast Poker Run back in September. So fast forward 2 months to November, joining us here for Key West. And if Ferrari made a boat, I guess it would be this one. It's Jared and Chelsea Bartholomew in their Midnight Express 43 Solstice model, Steel Team 6. Regulars here on these events, and always has a very spirited team. Take a close look at that super cool Midnight 43. Lots of room for everybody, and just love that styling with the simple red, Ferrari red with that tan interior. And wait for it, guys, wait for it. Yes, indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mercury Racing 500Rs. And you got to like this move. Talk about having some good sea legs. Look at Cassandra as she jumps off the dock to get on board with her boyfriend Frank on this 36 Nortec Supercat Team Top Fun. And then she manages to turn around and get the poker card, all in the same move. And then, of course, she gives us a little bit of her energy. I don't know what she had for breakfast, but I'd like to try some. Yeah, she's done a great job of helping Frank, and she's always running around doing the lines, and she's a great first mate for the boat. And thanks, Cassandra, for helping with the cards. And here comes the ladies of Team Midnight Express. The factory entry going to be running that 52 Vitesse today. And, I need a ride to Key West, so I think it's probably looks to me like a good boat to be jumping on board today. And Eric Glazer always says, Stu, if you want to ride with us, just jump on. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. no helicopter today, so we're going to jump forward and arriving here at Gilbert's, which is our first checkpoint for lunch. Never disappointed here. They always roll out the red carpet to our Florida Powerboat Club members, and look at this amazing buffet with not just one or two, but usually 3 proteins, all kinds of sides. The food is always hot and ready to be served when we arrive. And I would call that an express lunch. I think we were all well fed and out the door in just over an hour. Back on board now with Eric Glazer, Team Midnight Express on this 52 Vitesse 6 Mercury Racing 500 Rs. Guys, that's just an amazing boat. Trust me. And riding with them, I never realized just how fast it was, because you don't feel the speed. But then I looked down at my GPS on my phone, and we're running, sometimes up in the mid 70s. And it felt like it was 50 miles an hour. But amazing ride, and a lot of Midnights joined in with us. We had only about 15 to 18 boats today for this last Friday run. Remember that this was an add-on because of the bad weather, and I think it was worthwhile for so many of these people to hold off and do the Friday run, because I think they were very happy with their choice. Look at how beautiful the weather is and how calm these seas are on the backwaters of the Upper Keys. And for those who are curious, yes, indeed, we are already in Key West, but we did not take the ocean side. We took the backwaters, and that worked out well for us, because as we understand, the seas on the ocean side were still quite rough on this Friday, and that was all the aftermath of that hurricane or tropical storm Rafael that passed through on Wednesday. Race day here in Key West as RWO stages race 2 of their 3-race World Championships, and that's why we've got a bunch of boats rafted up here in Key West Harbor to get a nice vantage point to watch the race and enjoy the camaraderie of your own team and have your own food and beverage and snacks and music and all that good stuff. This is really the ideal way to watch any powerboat race in Key West, if you can get a good raft up position here in Key West Harbor. And there's always that one guy that's standing up on the top of the T-top, and he's got his own little show going. Oh God, you gotta love these people. They are very spirited and festive Key West participants, and you got to remember, so many of them, this is a big vacation that they wait for all year long, and getting here, especially the ones who come from the colder climates up north, certainly a party vibe going. So we decided, well, let's join the party, as we decided to raft up to these other Midnight Express boats here in the harbor. Meanwhile, over here at the Conch Republic sponsor dock, still a lot of activity as a lot of boats head out to the harbor to watch the races. There's Gabby Pacheco from SD Marine Group in that 46-foot skater. It's powered by Mercury Racing 1350s. And you can see that the sponsor dock is a little bit empty right now. That's because a lot of teams have gone out to enjoy the races and be a part of all that excitement out there in the harbor. So this is common every day. We like to empty out the sponsor dock, because there's also a repositioning factor that, later in the afternoon, a lot of the boats are going to go into different positions so that everyone gets fair time on the front docks or on the inside basin. And it seems to work quite well, but there's a lot of logistics and moving parts. And indeed, featuring some of the biggest, baddest boats on the water, Simon Tusha's brand new Deep Impact 499, a hull number 1 of this new model that's been in development for about 3 or 4 years now, was featured at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show just a week earlier. So nice to see the boat here at the Key West Poker Run. I know that Mark Fisher, the owner of Deep Impact, is very proud of this new creation. 5 Mercury Racing 500s on the back, and they have hull number 2 is now out, and I had a chance to ride on that boat for a couple of poker runs recently. It's equipped with 6 Mercury Racing 500s. We took it all the way to the Bahamas and back. So congratulations to Deep Impact Custom Boats for their newest and what we would call now the flagship model of their fleet, built in Opelika, Florida. And equally impressive when it comes to flagship models would be this Cigarette 52 Thunder. Not the biggest hull they make. Of course, they have the 59 Tirana, but the 52 is the newest model, and this being the premier or the first hull 6 Mercury Racing 500s. The boat was released about a year earlier as a new model, and this is their factory demo. They're very proud to bring it here and showcase it at the Key West Poker Run. It is absolutely a beautiful boat, and I think that Cigarette's going to focus more attention now on this 52 Thunder model than they will on the 59 Tirana, simply because for the size, it really has a lot of the same features and creature comforts as the bigger brother 59, but this 52 Thunder certainly a great addition to the Cigarette Racing Team lineup, and I'm glad to see that everyone's getting out on it today to go out and enjoy the races. So with it being Friday now, most of our vendors have moved into the Key West Poker Run Village at the Conch Republic, and business as usual. A lot of activity here and a lot of great displays. And of course, one of those displays is Maico trailers, and somehow overnight my Nortec 390-500 appeared on top of that trailer, and luckily we caught up with Joe Sinacor, sales manager for Maico, to tell us all about that beautiful trailer.
I'm Joe Sinacori, and I'm with Maico Trailers, and today we're at the 2024 Key West Poker Run, and behind us we have Stu Jones Nortec 390 sitting on a Maico trailer. We have some new custom features for Maico on this trailer. We have our freshwater spray box washdown system that has a 35-gallon custom aluminum tank, and we also have a separate brake rinse system on the trailer. It's also loaded down with LED lights, so we have 70 feet of LED strip lighting running through the trailer. We have a big toolbox on one side to hold all your washdown equipment, and you can put a big scooter on the other side. So Maico specializes in custom trailers, so the trailer behind us has been customized to Stu's liking, but we can pretty much do whatever you're looking for. If you have custom requests, custom features you're looking for, just give us a call and I'm sure we can help you out and build a trailer that's perfect for you.
Back out over the water, I believe the races are going to be wrapping up fairly soon. Still not a lot of activity here at the sponsor dock. About half of the boats that belong here have stuck around, but the rest are all out enjoying the races and probably doing some sea trials, because remember, a lot of these boats are brand new dealer or factory demos and they don't have homes yet. So it would be very accurate to say this is a working boat show for a lot of the dealers and manufacturers who support this event. And if they don't sell the boat they brought, they're going to sell one just like it. And certainly these are the latest and newest boats, all with Mercury Racing power. You see a lot of Mercury Racing 500s. But with all of the leading brands here, this really is a great place to stop by and take a look at, your favorite high-performance boat. The Fort Lauderdale Boat Show took place just about a week earlier, but that didn't provide any opportunity to see them in the water or running. And this, of course, here in Key West, this venue gives them that opportunity. And you're going to see a lot more of that as we go forward with the Florida Powerboat Club, because we have been told, or we feel, that a lot of the big major boat shows just don't give our dealers and manufacturers the opportunity to do what they'd like to do at the shows. And of course the costs are getting out of hand. What it costs to put a boat like this 39 Nortec in a boat show, whether it's a Fort Lauderdale or Miami or Palm Beach or any show, those prices are getting really out of hand. And while here at our poker run, we've had pretty consistent pricing for these docking scenarios for several years, and we do the very best we can to give everybody like Eric Avila and all the other builders a chance to show off their latest hardware. Fast forward just a couple of hours as the sun has gone down, and now the Conch Republic Seafood Company and our Poker Run Village is becoming vibrant and crowded because there's a lot of activities going on here now. We had to cram two big events together into one night. Remember, we always have the Thursday evening Key West Body Painting Expo right here at the Poker Run Village, but with the bad weather, we had to skip that, and we've brought it over to the Friday night format. Of course, all day Friday is Sponsor Appreciation Day as well. So we've got a lot of stuff on the agenda, but the main thing is we've got a lot of people here to enjoy it, and that's why we do it. We do it for our participants and our attendees, and we do it for the crowd that comes in from Key West. Doesn't matter who you are or where you came from. This is a free venue. We invite the locals to come out and enjoy it. We invite all the race fans to come over and enjoy our venue. Of course, we're kind of competing with the Duval Street Party, but it's only 2 blocks away, so We like to work closely with them and make it the best for everyone by having our format earlier in the evening. So we generally get started about 6 p.m. with our entertainment program, and we'll wrap it up close to 9 p.m. Every night. And I know you guys want to know more about the ladies. Well, there are many local ladies, but of course a lot of them sometimes come right from the poker run, riding on boats in the event, and even some of our local FPC girls. So it's quite an eclectic mix of ladies. We want to thank them for putting on a great show, as they always do. And remember that every lady who participates gets paid, win or lose, and of course the winners share a total of $1,000 between first, second, and third. So I would like to personally congratulate the lovely Abby Brewster from Key West, one of our FPC girls, who took the top prize, winning the 2024 edition of the Key West Body Painting Expo. Saturday morning, and beautiful weather continuing now as we're flying with Damien from Air Adventures, Key West Airport. And this is a usual routine for us on the Saturday now, because there really are no races, and it's a good day to get out and play if you brought your boat all the way down here. Of course, rafting up at Woman Key is the number one item on the agenda everyone wants to do. The weather isn't always perfect to be rafting up there, but really for us, the number one thing on our agenda is to get photo and video of all the boats, especially in view of the fact that we didn't have a great helicopter program coming down because of the weather. So a lot of people got missed, and so we're going to pick things up here with Jason and Lisa Hill, who team bought out, which is a 38 Fountain SCX model, came all the way from Missouri. Ed Champion talked him into it, and he said, come on, load the boat up, we're going to Key West. So it was kind of a sudden thing for Jason and Lisa, but they say that they had a fantastic time. They enjoyed the beautiful weather. It was well worth the 1,200-mile trailer to bring the boat to Florida, and they said they had so much fun they decided to keep the boat in Florida for the winter months. Out on cruise control right now, not trying to set any speed records, barely on plane, but I think it has something to do with the girls sitting up front. They just wanted to have an enjoyable ride. Sometimes, guys, listen up. Sometimes slower is better. Remember, a happy wife is a happy life. So just let Mama and her girlfriend get up front and enjoy the features of this Fountain SCX model with that incredible lounge seat up front. I call it the Queen seat. Not sure who this boat is. I'm assuming they're not with the club, but it's an old school cigarette. Looks great, sounds great. If you know who this is, guys, give them our number so they can get their hands on the video and photos we have. Scott Conrad brought this really cool inflatable. It's a 46 Goldfish Quad Mercury Racing 500Rs. I think that's the most spectacular rib that I have ever seen. and here it is on our Key West event. Obviously an open day boat, a lot of room in that cockpit. These inflatable boats are really getting to be more popular. Of course, many of them are coming from Europe, but the thing that attracts the American buyers now is the outboard Mercury Racing power. A lot of the earlier models were, stern drive and diesel engines, but these Mercury Racing outboards have really changed the game in the rigid bottom inflatable market, and we see more builders than we ever have. And again, a lot of them coming from Europe, so I'm not sure how the tariffs are going to affect that. Scott Conrad, one more time, he's got both of these Goldfish inflatables here on the run. This is the 34 Goldfish, a different layout, but runs great with twin Mercury Racing 400 RV10s. Thanks to Scott Conrad and his team at SLT Collection Fort Lauderdale for bringing these Goldfish to the poker run. Well, I guess we can say that black boats matter. We just saw a black rib, and now it's a black Midnight Express 43 Dara Cereza from Boca Raton here in this Phantom Black, he calls it, with that nice bright blue turquoise interior. A great combination. 4 Mercury Racing 450Rs. The boat was delivered with 400R L6s, but Dara said, no, I want to go faster. So he stepped up to the plate and had Midnight Express do the repower for him. I think that just suited his boating lifestyle perfectly. And I got a great shot of this boat coming into the harbor later, so you'll have to just wait for that, trust me. Well, you got to like those big, loud 700s. But check this out. Matching set. Chris Pierrick from Michigan. Been on these runs before, but now he's got two brand new MTIs, all color coordinated. In the foreground, of course, the V50, 5 Mercury Racing 500Rs. They call that the support boat. It's called Jetstream. Now, the other boat, of course, is a brand new 2025 MTI 482, and it's powered by Mercury Racing 1550. So that clearly is about as good as you can get when it comes to a 48 MTI. But really, guys, let's just say that a matching set of a 48 MTI and a V50, that is an outrageous combination of toys. Congratulations to Chris for putting together this nice combo, and I'm glad you could join us here in Key West and put on a great show over here on the south side of the island. And looks like it's a brand new WRIGHT cat. And I happen to know that for a fact, Hugo Prig just took delivery of this 2025 36 WRIGHT. And it's got two Mercury Racing 500s. And just a beautiful boat. And the funny part is like it's almost identical to the boat he just had. It's the new model, but he had so much fun in his 36 WRIGHT that he had for a few years that he decided to go this way again. But a brand new boat. Very happy. Love the graphics, paint and graphics. He's got those, I call them the Le Mans sport package with the blue and the orange. But just a real pretty, perfect colors for Miami. Look at how great he's got this boat dialed in, running awesome today. And Hugo, of course, been a great supporter of the club over the years. He's done a ton of poker runs with us, and it's always enjoyable to have them around. And it's another Miami team following Hugo. Now we got Mario Diaz, Team AMARA, 41-foot cigarette. It's a GTR model, 2016, with Quad Mercury Racing 400R L6s. Once again, I've said this before, and I'll reiterate, the graphics, the red and the black, and then that little carbon fiber stripe in the middle. It's just a nice-looking boat. And it's another 48 MTI, this time Chris Nizzetta from Illinois, Team Blue GATTI. And as I mentioned in that previous boat that had the carbon fiber textures in the paint, that's what Chris has, a ton of them. And they've actually won the Best Paint and Graphics Award a year earlier for this boat. He's up by himself today. I think that's because it was an early morning photo shoot. He couldn't get the wifey out of bed, or he couldn't get the kids out of bed, or whoever he was with said, nah, you go for a boat ride, Chris. And that's exactly what he's doing. I get it, Chris. I do it myself all the time, too. Sometimes you just want to go, and being by yourself on the boat isn't such a bad deal. Nobody telling you to slow down. Basically, just hit the throttles and enjoy the ride. Love the sound of those 1350s as Paul Nagito puts on a great show with Team Enough Said, 52 Outer Limits, and of course a pair of Mercury Racing 1350s, full staggered layup. This is an incredible boat for offshore riding. He's got a full crew on board today, but everyone's hanging on and going for a great ride. So good job, Paul. You're looking good out there, buddy. Making the Jersey boys proud. And I really love this segment because it shows that the manufacturers and dealers are getting together and coordinating these photo shoots with their customers. And that's exactly what Manny from the Renegade factory, as well as their dealer, Randy Kent, did. Coordinating this triple boat photo shoot. They're all 38 Renegades. Right here in the foreground, that is Manny Osis, really, from the factory with his latest demo. Triple Mercury Racing 500Rs, custom graphics, custom interior. I think that Renegade has come so far, this company, since, over the last few years, and since I first got to know these guys probably 15, 20 years ago. But the quality of their product is now outstanding. Moving on in the pack in the middle there, that's Stefan Metafari, who came down from the Jacksonville Beach area to join us. He's been on a number of poker runs, but I know that he's confessed to me that Key West is still their favorite one, him and his wife Maria enjoying this 38. They had a 33, so a very loyal customer. They stepped it up a notch and got the 38, and I love the blue. Now across the other side is another 38. That's Tony Decker from Maryland, and he's really been enjoying this boat. In fact, we just had him featured on a segment with Mercury Racing Lifestyle Stories, where he was talking about how much he loved his Renegade with the Triple Mercury Racing 500Rs. There he is there, and he's done a bunch of events with us. In fact, the last event we saw him on was a Naples poker run, when he told me that he and his wife had just relocated and bought a house in Cape Coral, but he was raving about how great his 38 Renegade is and those Triple Mercury Racing 500Rs. So a big shout out to the guys from Renegade for putting this photo shoot together. Here they are, come steaming into the harbor here, looking really good, guys. Nice job on the photo shoot. And following through with another group segment, this time it's the Jersey Boys got together one more time, as they have previously in the show. James Johnson there in the foreground, and that big 50 Roadster Nortec Cat, Quad Mercury Racing 1075s, just an amazing beast. I have to say that at this time it's probably the only one we have in the club like it. So James, keep it going, man. You're keeping the old school alive and well. Let's talk about the other two cigarettes, matching pair, both running SD41s, both running Mercury Racing 1100 power, and they seem to stick together quite a bit, although they have New York crashing the party here now. Yes, indeed, it's Michael Tandoy says, hey, I'm Speed Racer, I can run with you guys. And in fact, he does have a pair of Mercury Racing 1100s in that 44 MTI, another boat that's been around the club for a long time, but Michael seems to be keeping the boat running great. And those Mercury Racing 1100s doing the job. So kind of an interesting and very eclectic mix of high-performance hardware here. A lot of horsepower cruising along these shorelines of Key West on this beautiful Saturday, putting on a great show for the club and for you guys out here on our YouTube channel. And one more time with Deep Impact Custom Boats, the owner Mark Fisher at the helm of this 399 model. And it is their factory demo for the event, although I have mentioned in a previous episode that Paul Bertucci, the actual owner of the boat, who takes delivery in the spring of 2025, is enjoying the boat for the very first time. He had to ride down from Pompano Beach all the way to Key West with Mark earlier in the week on the Tuesday run. So these guys have been here all week long, and that's a lot of cigars for Paul to smoke, you know. After all, he does own a cigar shop in Gulfport, Mississippi, in addition to being a beer distributor. Special thanks to Deep Impact Custom Boats for their great support of the Florida Powerboat Club year after year. And another one of our many teams from New Jersey, and one of our many teams in a Nortec 390. It's David Kramer in Team Naughty Tendenseas, one of the older school 390s with triple 300s. Remember when they made a Nortec 390 with three 300s? One of possibly a very few that are remaining, but that's how they used to put a Nortec 390 together. Obviously, they're all coming with 400s and 500s now. And going quad, well, a lot of guys are doing that too. And it's another MTI 390X pair of Mercury Racing 500Rs. Seems to be one of the most popular cats in the club. This is To the Pins. And if you knew Kevin Welsh, you know that's where he gets that name. That's what he used to call his cigarette when he first joined the club several years ago. He had a 35 cigarette with that name, but somehow has found his way into the cat world. He's already owned a 48 MTI, but then he downsized to this 39, and I think he and his wife Melissa have found this is the perfect boat for them. They use it on a lot of poker runs, and they've always got it running great, putting on a good show in this perfect chop out here right now, getting a little bit of air, but everybody having a smooth ride. And you might not be able to see it, but there's a lot of smiling faces in that cockpit right now. Well, guys, somehow we hit that 30-minute mark again, and I'm going to let you guys get back to what you're doing. But remember, we still have 2 complete episodes coming to finish off the coverage of the 2024 Key West Offshore Poker Run featuring members of the Florida Powerboat Club. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you guys will get an update every time a new episode is released. For more information about club membership and upcoming events, visit our website at flpowerboat.com, and you can find more content on our many social media platforms. Thanks for watching, and make boating safety a top priority by always wearing your life jackets. Bye for now.